Today is Friday, Parashat Re'eh. It's also the eve of Rosh Chodesh Elul. This Shabbat is going to be both Shabbat and Rosh Chodesh. What is the difference between the sanctity of Shabbat and the sanctity of Rosh Chodesh? Shabbat is something that is set from the time of the creation of the world. Every seventh day, it is Shabbat. And it was set Mishamayim. Hashem said it that way, and it goes on for eternity that way. The seventh day is always Shabbat. Rosh Chodesh depends on when the Jewish people, Am Yisrael, declare that this is the beginning of the month. At the time of Bet HaMikdash, they used to have actually witnesses come that they saw the beginning of the moon, and these witnesses would give testimony, and they would declare, the rabbinic court would declare the beginning of Rosh Chodesh based on their testimony. Well, the calendar has been set also that way for us to have for thousands of years, that it was set, it was Am Yisrael, the Jewish people, who were given that authority, so to speak, to set when and declare when the month is Mekudash, when the month is beginning. And that's why when we say the Kiddush of Shabbat as compared to the Kiddush of the holidays, the wording is different. For Shabbat we say Mekadesh HaShabbat. For the holidays we say Mekadesh Yisrael ve'azemanim. We bless Hashem who sanctifies Am Yisrael and the times. That's why even the Pasuk, the way it says, Otam, we can spell it also Atem. In other words, you will set these are the dates, the holidays that you will declare, but we can also in Hebrew say that not you declare these holidays, but you yourself would have the authority to declare when Rosh Chodesh, and based on when Rosh Chodesh happens, that's when the holidays will take place. When we know when the first of the month is, then we will know if it's the month of Tishrei, when is the 10th of Tishrei, which is Yom Kippur, when the 15th of Tishrei, which is Sukkot, etc. So the sanctity of the day of Rosh Chodesh and of the holidays depends on Am Yisrael. The sanctity of Shabbat is something that is set Mishamayim. Tomorrow we have a merging of both these aspects, and there's a story that is brought, quoted from the Gemara by Rabbi Shimshon Pinkus, Rabbi Shalom, who brings the example of this court of law in a very special country where two people are having an argument, and the argument was, I bought a field from you, and in the field I found a treasure chest full of gold coins and diamonds, etc. Well, I didn't buy that treasure chest, I bought only the field, and therefore the treasure chest doesn't belong to me, I'm giving it to you. And the seller of the land is saying, no, I sold you the field, and whatever is in the field is yours. And therefore, you keep the treasure chest of gold. You bought the field, the treasure chest, very valuable, belongs to you. And in a sense, on Shabbat, we say to Hashem, you set the Shabbat. And on Rosh Chodesh, Hashem says, you set Rosh Chodesh. And what happens in that court of law where there is an argument between these two people, quite the opposite of usually what happens. Everybody's trying to take from the other. From the other here, everybody from the two sides, each one is trying to give to the other. So in that court of law, in the Gemara, the judge is saying, well, do you have a son? Yes. Do you have a daughter? Yes. Well, let them marry then, and together, by them merging into one home, the treasure chest will belong to them, and that way you'll both benefit from it. So tomorrow is Shabbat and Rosh Chodesh, and we have a combination of both aspects. The Kedusha that is declared from the time of Bereshit of Shabbat, and the Kedusha of the time that is declared by Am Yisrael, making it both together, Shabbat and Rosh Chodesh. And this is a very special Rosh Chodesh, because it's the beginning of the month of Elul. The month of Elul has an acronym, Ani ledodi vedodi li. I am for my beloved, and my beloved is for me. This is describing the relationship between Am Yisrael and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is a potentially very powerful month. It's a month that has a lot of potential to come closer to Hashem. The parasha opens with the idea of making choices, that we always should think and make the right choices before we act. But even if we acted improperly, Hashem gave us the gift of Teshuvah to be able to change the past. The month of Elul is the month of Teshuvah, when we come to synagogues early in the morning and say Selichot, and when the month itself has a quality of forgiveness for Am Yisrael, not just on a national level, on a very individual level. This is where we can make things right. This is when we can come closer to Hashem, think about what are the important things in life, make things right, do teshuvah on whatever we may have done that is improper, and resolve to do more mitzvot, to learn more Torah, and to do more good things. This is the month also where we increase gemilut chasadim, acts of kindness. And so, Shabbat Shalom, Chodesh Tov U'Mvorach, Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen ve'Amen.